So Patrick Beverley did a random car wash at ESPN on Monday, and I believe he's doing the same thing today, which is Tuesday. And the T-Wolves guard did not hold back anything while explaining to the world that he believes veteran point guard Chris Paul can't guard anyone, and he says he's not the only player in the league who feels that way. Bev said this, and I'm just going to use a bunch of quotes that he said throughout his day on ESPN because, boy, he had a long one. Ain't nobody worried about Chris Paul and the Suns. Don't get it twisted. He can't guard. He can't, and everyone knows that. CP can't guard anybody, man. Everybody in the NBA knows that. You know what you do with cones. In the summertime, you get a cone, you make a move. What does the cone do? Nothing. Chris Paul's a cone. Everyone knows that. It's just that y'all don't want to accept that. Give that man the Ben Simmons slander. I won't put Chris Paul in a bottle like everybody else. I'm going to judge him off of what I see. First off, I'm going to get a lot for this, but I don't really care. They benched the wrong person. I believe he's speaking about the Phoenix Suns in Game 7. He said they should have benched Chris Paul. And I'm not saying bench him now. Once you see they started attacking Chris early and you know that might become a problem later on, you need to see how the team works without Chris in the game a little bit. I got benched. We won. So you don't remember that? So as a coach, you have to understand that they're attacking my main guy. I can't get buckets from him. I have to make an adjustment, whatever the adjustment is, and that's no fault against Monty Williams. He's a great coach of the year, but Ty Lue, if T. Lue's there, he's making that decision. It's a hard decision, but he's making it. So it just dawned on me a couple of hours ago what Pat Bev is doing, right? After I watched him a few hours today, or I watched a couple clips, I realized, oh, I get it now. See, the Monday, it felt like he was just going at Chris Paul. It felt like it was just all about Chris Paul. Tuesday, he's giving a little bit of that slander to a couple of players around the league, and I understand what's going on now. What I'm about to say, I believe there are two main reasons why this is happening, okay? And I don't know nothing about nothing. I don't know Patrick Beverley. I do know a couple NBA players, by the way. I don't know Patrick Beverley. He's not one of the couple. But I do believe I understand what's going on with Patrick Beverley. Pat Beverley is trying out for a media career right now. And I believe what has happened is Pat Bev, number one, he just got out of a grueling 6-game series with the Memphis Grizzlies, and his T-Wolves lost. Okay, Pat Bev is looking on the other side of the court, and the brother just got a $12 million extension from the T-Wolves. Keep that in mind. He's looking, though, on the other side of the court and realizing, oh, my goodness, this guy that Memphis got, this Ja Morant guy, he like floats in the air, and he's only 22, and I got to guard that for the next 5 or 6 years? Like I got to guard that. So maybe Pat Bev doesn't think anything about Chris Paul, but I'm sure Ja Morant's got his respect. They just went at it for 6 games. He's looking around thinking like, wait a minute now. I'm going to have to guard that and Desmond Bane, and that's just Memphis. Like, Memphis didn't even get past the second round. I've heard him say that, Steph Curry keeps him up at night. Steph's still there, and the way Steph Curry has transformed his body over the last few years, he's getting injured less and less in his 30s. He doesn't play above the rim. You might have to deal with that a few more years to come. There are other fantastic talents that are young. I mean, Pat Bev's got one of the young talents in Anthony Edwards, right? Like, he understands this league is getting nothing but better. And he's now in his 30s, if I'm not mistaken. He's looking around like, wait, I'm going to have to deal with that. Let me think about my post-playing career. And then I think there's a second thing. And I want you guys to realize what's going on here. Draymond Green is changing the NBA media landscape right now. Y'all, I talked about this on the other day. Draymond Green is shooting a podcast, win or lose, in the playoffs right now. We've never seen anything like that. Like the game that the Grizzlies beat the Warriors, that was game 5 in Memphis. The Grizzlies beat up on Golden State by as many as 55. Draymond got immediately on that pod after. And Memphis, he got on that pod. He's going to pod. Dude is committed to podding. He's shooting that podcast, win or lose. Even at their lowest, which is a 55-point grubbing, he's still podcasting. And I believe if the Warriors go down, let's say they get swept by Dallas, I believe Draymond Green is going to podcast every single loss and then podcast if the Mavs get to the finals. He's not stopping the podcast. He's got a deal over there with Colin Cowherd and the volume for YouTube. And then if you think about it from this standpoint, he's already got to deal with Inside the NBA. Matter of fact, if the Warriors would have lost last round to Memphis, I'd bet my last dollar that Draymond Green, after losing, would have ended up in Memphis for game 1. Think about that, right? Because he's got to deal with Inside the NBA. They're obviously not going to do a lot while he's playing. But if the Warriors would have lost to Memphis, and let's say Dallas still won, they beat Golden State, they beat Phoenix like they did, game 1 would be in Memphis. I'm pretty confident in what I'm saying. He would have been in Memphis because Inside the NBA is going on the road for the Western Conference Finals. He would have been in Memphis. he would have transitioned that quick and shooting podcasts, by the way, afterwards. He would have been working for Inside the NBA and doing pods against a team that just beat him. He ain't stopping the pod, and that's changing the game. Look around, y'all, ladies and gentlemen. This is stuff that I care about because I'm in the content creation game, and I'm about to get a bag in my 30s. I'm 28 right now. They about to pay your boy. Amazon just paid Kirk Herbstreit big-time dollar for him to be pretty much a co-analyst. He still works for the ESPN. He's getting a bag at Amazon. I think they're working out some with Pat McAfee behind the scenes as well. Look around. Like, we could play this game. Fox, FS1 just gave Tom Brady more money than he ever made playing. Like $370 million. We're in the content game now. Like, there are so many networks. I believe the Netflix and the Hulus are going to get into the content game really soon. Content is key now. This is a content world. People got these in their hands. They got them headphones. They got these in their ears when they're working out. People want to hear stuff. People want content. They want to listen to things. They want to listen to the people that they like. We live in a world where people want to hear people that reaffirm the things that they believe. That's the reality of it. And if you find those people, if you like their content, you like how they do it, about 75% of what they say, you're going to listen to them when you're working out. You're going to listen to them when you need a getaway from your man or your woman, right? When you're on a vacation, you want to relax, listen to a good podcast. You want to talk sports with your guys. You want to have people that give you good points to bring the sports conversations in the barbershop. We're in a different era nowadays, y'all. People ain't just sitting down watching TV. They listen to podcasts. People on the road listen to on road trips, in the air. Like, this is the world we live in. Content ain't going nowhere. These networks know it. And I think what Pat Bev is doing this week at ESPN, he's trying out. Now, maybe it's not just for ESPN. He's seeing what J.J. Redick's doing over there at ESPN. Pat Bev has said, I see where the league is going. The Ja Morant of the world are fantastic young talents. And by the way, there's a couple young studs coming in from this draft. I ain't them. Like, let me go ahead and go in here and make some noise for a couple days while I'm at ESPN. Diss Chris Paul, fresh off his Game 7 loss, which I thought was kind of low, by the way. I thought it was a little low the way he did CP3. Let me go ahead and diss him. Let me go ahead and talk bad about him and let people know I still don't like him. I pushed him in the back, and I still don't like him, and say he can't play defense and go hard on him, Jason Taylor, whatever. I'm letting these networks know you might not like me, but I'm ratings. And if you look at some of the guys that ESPN has hired, you could definitely see them hiring Patrick Beverley. He's controversial. He's professional still. He's a guy that I could see one of these networks giving a nice check to. This is going to become the norm. People are going to, athletes specifically, are going to give it up on podcasts when they go on these shows. Ryan Clark started this. I used to work at ESPN with Ryan Clark. He kind of started this. He was still a Pittsburgh Steeler, and he was doing shots with ESPN in Bristol. I'm telling y'all, man, this will be the new norm for athletes. Athletes feel like their voices have been marginalized. A lot of these athletes put a lot into their bodies to get on the court, on the field. Nobody loves it more than they do. And the athletes that love it, they want to talk about it. They're tired of talking about sports in locker rooms with athletes that don't love it the way that they know fans love it, right? That's what it's – Draymond is doing a lot of this stuff because he's in love with his job. He knows he's blessed. Like, I ain't mad at Draymond for what he's doing. I don't like doing it after losses. I think that's a little ridiculous. But Draymond knows, like, yo, I love this. I might got a couple young guys in my locker room that don't understand how blessed we are. I want to talk about this. There's money out here if I'm able to talk about this, win or lose. People will respect if I get out there on my pod and talk win or lose. So there's money in this. Athletes understand it, and the ones that love what they do, they're passionate about it. And if they can make more money, like double the money that they've made as a professional player, which it will be out there, they're going to do it.